Thanks for tuning in to Indian Trace. I think you're going to really like this. If I can get the right filming in, I'm going to give some people, and there's been a couple notes that come in to really comment on what we're looking at here, which is what we call in Eastern North Carolina sugar quartz. Now, I've done it before when my collection wasn't as good or as vast in terms of the display quality sugar quartz pieces. But I want to show you something because this stuff is really different. It's got so many variations. And as you're looking at it here, I want to give you a close-up, and especially for a couple of you that just really were interested in what we call sugar quartz, quartzite, granulated, and it comes in so many different colors. I'm going to go ahead and start at the base, and this is going to be from the bottoms up sugar quartz because they use it to make so many styles. And I know that here, if I can get my camera work, just having a little bit of fun here, represents so many different dispensations. Of course, it's really strongly archaic period, but this is a stone that is indigenous to Eastern North Carolina. They didn't have to trade it in, but they used it for everything. I mean, look at this scraper. Just some good stuff. And this is the display quality stuff here. We're going to take a look at all of it. I'm going to take a little bit of time that I found throughout the last 4 years or so. So it's not like you go out overnight. I mean, you guys know. But in 4 years, they've done pretty well. Look at how uniform and how awesome they can make these tools. Another scraper here. And of course, a stellar drill. A lot of these you'll see were highlighted on a video pass or whatever. But really, just in response to some of the comments about, and I'm trying to get a real close-up so you can see the material that this is. This did come in this year. This is an incredible piece. Rather large, of course. It's all of 3 inches here. You can see where it's relieved. That's a good shot of it. Just an incredible, might be a cob's blade or whatever. It's an ancient artifact used durably. I know that sugar quartz was real durable. Now let's keep going. We're going to go right across these. It's just a material that I keep in a certain compartment. And it just has been adding up. And the variations continue to baffle me. This piece right here, if I can get the right perspective and lighting, is chocolate brown. I don't know if the right lighting is going to be there. Let me try something. Anyway, cool stuff. Early point from the archaic. And you can see the material here in reference to sugar quartz. Granulated material. That now, because it's much rarer and I keep it in a separate display, it's just taking its own appeal. So I'm really going to give you a tour of this display, just like a museum display, if you will. An incredible point off the bear right here. And I call it that because, I mean, I was out there the other day and there was hundreds of bear tracks, both fresh and relatively fresh, just eating the peanuts and what have you. Unbelievable stuff. Look at this point. And these came from pretty much universally all my different sites. So they were using sugar quartz extensively. But that's the workmanship of those, just those 2 rows right there on the bottom. Look at that. Together. Now let's move up and take a look at these. I have sort of a limit on this documentary, but for the future, whether it's my sons or family, and they'll know for sure what sugar quartz is, what compartment in these points particularly are sugar quartz. I'm sure there's a scientific name for the stone and what have you. I just call it awesome. It sparkles. It has all these flakes and speckles. You can feel it almost like there's sugar in it. And it's granulated. Look at the relief on that. That was good. That was off the vulture. Look at this point. A favorite from Coyote Point. Or excuse me, Coyote Pass. I hadn't been open in a while, that place. Little Guilford from Saponi. I think the lighting's going to serve us well. And I haven't even, for the biggest part, since I've collected, gone to a Native American museum. But I mean, I've seen them online and what have you, and many of our collections exceed that. And kudos to all you guys that collect out there, because you have found some awesome stuff. I think that our collection, I mean, look at this. If we were in a case at a museum, certainly folks would be stopping by to check this stuff out, wouldn't they? No doubt. I mean, just take a look at this all together. They'd have to take a stop and look in that case and know that it was from a certain region and these were the Indians. We, I think, equal the museum displays in many regards, everybody. So kudos to you in honoring the North American Indian. Unbelievable. The efforts, I think, equal. And I think it's just important for us to have our own sort of museum displays as it is a museum. There is nobody that owns the rights to display ancient artifacts from a great people. I call them the majority race because, well, their occupation here exceeds ours by 100 to 1. I mean, just staggering thousands of years. And we, as I often say, and I tell my sons, we think we really hung the moon because of our power and our modernization. But we've only really, I guess, had that for such a short amount of time. Enough of that. Look at these points, though. If I can get closer just to give you some good. And this one was a great one off the lookout. If you can just pick up the flakes. Okay, let me get sailing along here. Look at this point. This is a rose, if I can get the color on these. Sort of a rose color. These are all varying colors. They really take the different minerals well. Nice points, though. Alright, moving right along. Look at this unique point off Stone Hill. Long base. This is the base up here. And the point sticking down. That's a great point. Trying to sail right along as I see my time clicking away. Yep, they used it to make Guilfords. Love it, though. Bifurcated points. Off the hawk right there. I never forget really where I found them. I found this one right across the street at my house here, down the road. This is an orangish tint to it. Just great. Uh-oh. My focus. There we go. Sorry. Great point. Okay, one more line and we're finished up. On the top, these are all under an inch. So let's look at these and try to keep on a good time. Eastern North Carolina sugar quartz. And another reason I decided to do it with the notes that have come in is because across the country I watch artifacts that are found and I do not see the guys finding too much of this stuff. This was just found this weekend. Look at this. Orangish brown archaic point that's smoking. And look at this one. They speak for themselves, don't they? I mean, look at this little smoker. I went to the place where I found this today at Sacred Sands. Found a little bit, but nothing exceptional. These are all, to me, just exceptional. And we're going to finish with a couple ones. And I got to finish because I think it's going to cut off at a certain time period. I don't understand it completely. I have a fishy feeling, though. Look at that point. Sugar quartz, what they could do with sugar quartz. Now, a couple of the stellar finishing products. Look at these two, about my favorites. Look at this. It's a dark charcoal gray. Love it here on Indian Trace. And this I've had the most comments on of ever. It's sort of a prize. I guess a Hardaway for sure. Alright everybody, I really appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace, and that's just a great opportunity to display a little bit of these things. A little shaky though, there we go. Have a good one. Hope you find.